Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm here to bring some Brazilianity to SU Summit. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the introduction. My talk is called Respect the Abundance. But first things first, I want to say a few words. Whoops, it's not right now. I just want to say a few words. First of all, thank you, Singularity, for having me here. Thank you, New Zealand, for having me here. It's such an honor. Second thing, it's just my perspective. The things that I'm sharing here are just my perspective. This is not the truth. It's not the right thing. This is not the wrong. Maybe sometimes it's right for ourselves, but it's not the truth, for sure. Third thing, my first language is not English, so I have a lot of challenges when it comes to share my futuristic ideas, especially in English. So I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys are more focused on my ideas than in my Brazilian accent. And the fourth thing that I want to say is that the main idea behind this talk was an important learning that I had with a friend of mine called Osvaldo Oliveira. And just to give a bit of context, my name is Tiago, so I'm from Brazil. I'm an entrepreneur. I helped to co-found many ventures, innovation schools, consultancies, big data labs, accelerators, digital platforms. We've been selected as one of the 9 most disruptive business models of Brazilian companies by this book called Creative Entrepreneurship. It was such an honor. I'm a teacher. I helped to co-found Perestroika. It's the biggest school of creative activities in Latin America, maybe in the world, we don't know, but in Latin America for sure. I'm also a teacher at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. They have a project called Transdisciplinary Innovation Program, where the participants can listen and interact with 14 Nobel Prize winners, and I'm the one in charge of the futurism track. But I'm here because of the last tag, because of the third tag, futurist. Futurist is just a fancy word to say someone that studies, someone that explores the future. As the guy said, I attended to SingularityU in 2012. Many of the speakers here were my teachers. And after that, I fell in love with the future, with future studies. And I traveled all over the world in order to find out new techniques, new methodologies, new frameworks about the future. And gathering all of them, now I have my own theories, some about future studies, some about how to explore the future, some about the future of VR, the future of society, the future of entrepreneurship, the future of work, the future of automation, the future of learning, but I cannot share all of them today. I just have 20 minutes. My main role at Aerolido is to explore the future scenarios. We also have some experimentations on VR, on AI, robotics, and IoT. And the guys put me on a very, very, very hard situation. I'm here just after this amazing show, and just before David Roberts. He might be the best speaker ever. So I thought, what can I do in order to engage the audience? And I decided to invite you to play a game. So I think you may like it. It's called Raise Your Hand game. And the instructions are the following. As you guys, you don't need to play, OK? But the rest of you, please join me. The instructions are the following. Not yet. Raise one hand. Then I'll display a list of 7 companies, one by one. If you know the company, keep your hand up. If you don't know the company, put it down. Once your hand is down, you can't raise it back up. And the goal of the game is have your hand up by the end of the list. OK? OK? So as you guys, you don't need it. Hands up, hands up, hands up. So keep your hand up if you know the company. A list of 7, right? Let's do it. Walmart. So far, so good. General Motors, GM. All right. Ford. Right. Citibank, Citigroup. Some of you. Procter & Gamble. OK. Johnson & Johnson. And PepsiCo. Pepsi. OK. So yes, it's 90 6.7% of the audience. Okay, you can put your hands down. I knew it. I knew it. They told me, the folks from New Zealand are so smart. If you ask something, they will know it. So I would say almost 100% here, no. 7 out of the top 50 classic economy companies. And we have to be very proud of that. But let's display another list. So hands up again. Let's up again. I will display another list with 7 companies. And let's see what happens. GitHub. Wow. Wow. OK, this is just the first one. Reddit. No, you cannot go back. This is this is the main thing about the game. I'm in charge here. Come on. OK? Cannot go back. Kaggle. What? Who are you? Etsy. Come on. Podio. Man, Twitch. And Gustin. Look around. What happened? You know, what happened is I displayed 7 out of the top 50 exponential economy companies. And this is very interesting because it brings us at least one reflection. Which economy is inspiring us? What are the case studies that are inspiring us? What are the leaders that are inspiring us? What are the magazines that are inspiring us? The classic or the exponential economy? The difference between them is very simple. I don't want to talk about this because you're going to have an amazing talk about the future of work. But the difference is this. Summarizing is this. This is Alex Goldman's model. So this is the way to summarize. So the first model, the classic economy model, we have the decision makers, we have the middle management, and we have the workforce within the company. The second model, the platform/exponential model, we have the decision makers. We replace the middle management by AI, automation, task routing, and we have micro workers and freelancers outside the company. So this is the main difference between the two. If you guys want to embrace the exponential economy, I'm not saying you must, but if you are here, I think you are likely to. You must also embrace the abundant mindset, because it's almost impossible to join the exponential economy without an abundant mindset. And in order to have the abundant mindset, you must challenge your primary belief. Your primary belief. This abundance framework that I will share with you, I've learned outside SU, and I think it reinforces Peter's ideas. I think it makes abundance easier to be implemented. So I'm going to share with you 2 models. I will start with the scarcity model. The scarcity model starts with a belief. The belief is this: there aren't enough resources for everybody. There are resources, but not for everybody. If you believe on that, you automatically become afraid, because you know there are resources, not for everybody. In order to have resources for yourself, you know someone else won't have access to them, right? And when you realize that, you start to compete for resources, because there aren't enough resources for everybody. Not just compete, but also to stock the accident. Stock money, stock things, stock knowledge, because there aren't enough resources for everybody. And then, when you don't have things flowing to the system, scarcity self-professes itself, right? Someone will say, oh, you were right, brother. You're right. Now I see the system, and there aren't enough resources for everybody. You were right. It self-professes itself. Then we start to live in a permanent state of alert. Oh, we need more resources. We need to store more resources. We need more resources. We need to stock more resources. Fear increases possession, stocking, and competition, and this is an infinite loop. And you might, guys, agree with me that we've been living by this model for hundreds and hundreds of years. We've been shaping our education by this model, our companies by this model, our careers by this model, our lives by this model. But maybe we can disrupt this model. And to disrupt this model, you have to challenge the primary assumption. And the primary assumption can be the opposite. You can believe that there are enough resources for everybody. There are enough resources for everybody. If you believe on that, you won't be afraid, because there are enough resources for everybody. If you are not afraid, why we have to stock stuff? We can allow ourselves to become confident. We don't stock resources, we put the resources to flow into the system. You make them available into the system, so those in need can use the resources that I used to stock before. And right now, they will be available within the system. If I don't have resources right now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at the system and see if someone else make their resources available. Maybe because I did it before. And when you see abundance self-professes itself, the same way scarcity self-professes itself. Someone will say, oh, you were right. Oh, brother, you were right. Brother is an important word here. Oh, brother, you were right. There are for everybody. You were absolutely right. I think this model reinforces Peter's ideas, as I said before, but not just Peter's, also Salim's ideas. This magnificent book called Exponential Organizations, the basis of the theory is the abundance model. Otherwise, I don't have to explain this too, okay, but how can we have companies like this, companies like the 7 companies that I display in the second list, all right? Someone has to put their room that's not being used tonight available into the system. Uber Pool exists because if you are in a ride and you look around and there are empty seats, you make the seats available for someone else. So the basis of this model, the basis of the exponential organizations economy is the abundance model. But if you don't believe on Peter's ideas, if you don't believe on Salim's ideas, you should believe on this tribal leadership's ideas. This book is unbelievable. They made a vast research among many companies, and they found out that there are 5 different tribes within every company. Every company, even the best ones. And the tribes are the following. So the tribes they have different mindsets. Some are more scarce, some are abundant. The first one, the first model is the despairing hostility member. This guy is despaired, is unlinked from the tribe. This guy says, oh, the universe is against me. Life sucks, life doesn't worth it. It stands for 2% of every single company, even the good ones. Then you have the second model, is the apathetic victim, is the bureaucratic, is the guy that says, for this guy, for the first guy, the enemy is the universe, for this guy, the enemy is his boss. He says, oh, you are so lucky. You are so lucky. My life sucks. My boss sucks, my computer sucks, my table sucks, my tasks, everything around me sucks. You guys are so lucky. It stands for 24% of every company, 24%. Then we have the lone warrior. And we guys here, we have many friends that are lone warriors, so we should pay attention on this. Lone warrior are the very competitive guys. The guys that say, you know what, you don't make as much money as I do because you didn't try harder. You know, you are not in the same position as I am because you didn't try harder. True story, a lot of doctors say this, true story. You know nurses? They are not doctors because they don't try harder. I couldn't disagree more, but a lot of doctors say that. This is a very egocentric mindset. These guys are not working for the tribe, they are working for themselves. And it stands for 49% of each company. Half of our companies are guys that are working for themselves, even the good ones. But we can see that there are 2 models that are more likely, more abundant models. The fourth model, the 4th stage, is the tribal pride member. This guy says the following: we are great. We are great. Our leaders are great. Our team is great. Our office is great. Our product is great. Our service is great. We are great. The other companies, not very much. We are great. We are the best. The other, yeah, okay. They do it fine. It stands for 22% of every company. But the state of art of the abundant mindset within a company is the innocent wonderment. I love this name. So this guy says, we are great. Our leadership is great. Our office is great. Our team is great. Our computers are great. Our products are great. Our services are great. So theirs. So they. We all are great. We all are great. So you don't have to compete anymore. You can co-create. You can collaborate. You can create bridges among the companies because there are for everybody. I think my company is great. I think my school is great. It's one of the best of its kind. I think Singularity is amazing, certainly the best of its kind in the world. And I'm here collaborating with them. I could be competing with them. But why? There are for everybody. I know what you guys are thinking right now. Oh, this is so naive. This is not real life. Tiago, in Brazil, it might work, but here, it won't work. And I don't think this is not real life. I think this is real life. I'm real life. My company is real life. What I think is the 98% oppresses the 2% of the innocent wonderment groups. So I'm going to share with you 4 examples from my experience. They are real-life experimentations that we've done, and it might inspire you. The first one is a very simple one. Our company has its own methodology, and we made it available. We made it open source. A lot of friends of mine said, if you make it, someone will copycat you, and you are out of the market within 6 months. But it's the opposite. By becoming open source, a lot of people understood what we do, and right now we have more respect, more contracts, more customers than we had before. This is the first example. The second example is this. I've written a book about the future of entrepreneurship, the future of work. It doesn't have an English version yet. We are working on that. But it's a 500-page book, and I made it available for free. And people ask me, why? Are you nuts? Why? And I said, you know what? My first answer would be, I don't know. And my second would be, because I've seen many TED Talks for free. I've read many Wikipedia articles for free. So maybe it's my turn to make my resources available within the system, right? Why stocking knowledge? Why not sharing the knowledge? Second example. The third example, every single course we have, every first class we have, we display this. This is the way we built our price. So we share this with all our customers so they can see the taxes, the project costs, the back office costs, and even the profit. And you might be, what? Are you sharing your profit with your customers? I said, why not? If you don't overprice the things, they will respect you. They'll say, oh, great, they are doing a great job, and the profit is fine, so yeah, I have more respect right now than I had before. Also, our team knows how much money we make. Everybody knows this information. We share this. This is a very transparent model. We don't have to stock this information, and we have much more recognition right now than we had before by stocking and hiding stuff. Third thing. But the fourth is, at least in my opinion, the most disruptive one. We have a business model that turns every single person that works for us into a business partner within 3 years, 3 years and a half. Everybody becomes a business partner, not an associated partner, an actual business partner. So in 2013, we had 4% of business partners. In 2016, we have 25% of business partners. And our goal is soon have close to 100% of business partners. This is abundance. There are for everybody. We don't have to compete within our company. Of course, we have challenges. We don't have all the answers. When we embrace abundance, we don't have all the answers. But maybe it's better to face new questions in a world of abundance than facing old answers in a world of scarcity. I prefer being outside of my comfort zone, shaping a world of abundance, than being inside my comfort zone, knowing that I'm reinforcing a world of scarcity. Maybe you are lost. Maybe you are like this baby saying, oh, dude, I'm lost. I'm lost. So what did you say? I don't understand. Tribal leadership and abundance and frameworks and school and becoming part. I didn't get it. So if you are lost, just pay attention because I will share with you the main idea behind this talk. The main idea behind this talk is this. In order to embrace the exponential economy, my suggestion is to understand the abundance mindset. And to understand the abundance mindset, you must challenge your primary assumption. And the primary assumption is there are or there aren't enough resources for everybody. You should ask yourselves that. If you are not likely to agree with that, maybe we should listen to this guy. Maybe we should listen to the futurist that I like the most, is Alvin Toffler. He said, the literate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, will be those who cannot learn how to learn how to unlearn, and then learn how to relearn. And I totally agree with that. So maybe here we have CEOs, VPs, business partners, leaders, politicians, like very wealthy people, but they don't know how to learn how to learn. They don't know how to learn to unlearn, and they don't know how to learn to relearn. So they maybe are the illiterate of the 21st century. But I have a lot of companies, I don't care. But I'm very wealthy, I don't care. Maybe. I totally agree with Toffler on this. So maybe it's time to relearn our assumptions, our beliefs behind scarcity versus abundance. Maybe. I don't know if you remember, but I said this talk would be called Respect the Abundance. And I did that because respect is a very interesting word. Respect comes from re-respect. Respect means to look again. Respect means to look again. So I don't want you to embrace abundance tomorrow. I don't want you to agree with me right now. The only thing I suggest to you is to respect abundance. Respect abundance. Because if you have a second look at abundance, if you look again, you might surprise yourself. You might unlearn. You might relearn. You might challenge your primary assumption. You might see that there are enough resources for everybody. And if you do that, you'll be helping us to shape a world of abundance. Thank you very much for listening to my ideas. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.